All right. Welcome back. In this video, we are going to try to factor this algebraic expression. We're going to take care of the easy algebraic expressions first. Not every expression can be factored, but for those that can, all right, there's some procedures that we want to follow that are relatively simple. This expression is in standard form. If it is written as ax squared plus bx plus c, a is the coefficient in front of the x squared, b is the coefficient in front of x, and c is the constant back here. So the most basic algebraic expressions have a leading coefficient of 1. Okay, so we want to take a look at the c term, which in this case is 20, and we want to find out what numbers multiply and equal 20, but at the same time would add or subtract and equal -9. So we have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, okay, 4 and 5, and then it reverses and goes 5 and 4, so they kind of intersect here. This would be 5 and 4, so there's really no point ever looking at these factors down because they're the same ones there. So which ones would add or subtract and equal 9? I worry about the signs later. Well, 5 and 4 would be the ones that would add up to be 9. So we're going to open up a pair of parentheses here. This is a trinomial, and we're going to put an x in the first position of both of them. We're going to put a 4 and a 5. Okay. And we want them to multiply and equal positive 20. Well, the only way you can multiply and equal a positive is 2 positives or 2 negatives. But they have to add or subtract and equal -9, and that would mean that they would both have to be negatives. Okay, so that is the factored expression for x squared minus 9x plus 20. So I'm going to set you up on a couple problems here. So take a second, see if you can factor these problems, and then I'm going to come back and go through them with you. Okay, here we go. We're looking for the factors of 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Which ones would add or subtract and equal 4? That would be a 6 and a 2. So we are going to open up a pair of parentheses. We're going to make the first term x in each one of them. We're going to put a 6 and a 2 in back here. And then we know they have to multiply and equal a negative. So one has to be positive, one has to be a negative. But they have to add or subtract and equal positive 4. So the only way we can get these to equal positive 4 is if I make the 6 a positive and the 2 a negative. Okay, and then you're finished here. Same thing here. Okay, we're going to do an x and an x. And, mentally, or, you can write it down if you want. 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. And which ones would add or subtract and equal -3? Well, it looks to me like it would be the 6 and the 3. So we're going to put a 3 here. We'll put a 6 over here. Has to be a -3, which means this has to be a -6. That has to be a positive 3. Okay? And we come down here, and I'm pretty sure you've probably already thought of two numbers that multiply and equal 63, but add or subtract and equal 2. I would think that's going to be a 9 and a 7. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 minus 7 is 2. So we'll put a 9 in here. We'll put a 7 in there. They have to multiply and equal negative. So we're going to make the 9 a positive and the 7 a negative, because 9 minus 7 is positive 2. Positive 9 times -7 is -63. Can you think of two numbers that multiply and equal 24? So let's talk about this. You got 1 and 24. You have 2 and 12. You have 3 and 8. You have 4 and 6. Okay, so we're going to put an A here and an A here. Okay, and we actually have two sets of numbers that would add or subtract and equal -10. We have a 2 and a 12, and we have 4 and a 6. Okay, well, let's talk about the 2 and the 12. Well, if I put the 2 here and the 12 here, they have to be a positive. So the only way it can be a positive is that they're both positives. or they're both negatives. Well, that doesn't work because they don't add up to be negative 10. Well, what if they were both negatives? Let's get rid of this. See if they were both negatives. Well, they don't add up to be negative 10 either. So maybe it's not the 2 and the 12 combination. Maybe it's the 6 and the 4 combination. Remember, they both have to be multiplying equal positive, but add or subtracting equal negative, which makes these both negative. Hey, there we go. Negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. Negative 6 times negative 4 is positive 24. So sometimes there's more than one combination. You just have to work through those issues. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I will see you on the next video. We are going to handle some more complicated factoring problems later on. Make sure you check out those videos.